Welcome back, my name is Carrie, and today I'm going to tell you why homes aren't more affordable. Yes, there has been a bit of a perfect storm over the last year with rising building materials, increased demand, and lower supply, but there's more to it than that. There are people right now who are a lot smarter than me coming up with great solutions that could drastically reduce the cost of home ownership, but I'm starting to wonder if society actually wants more affordable options, or do we just like talking about more affordable options? Manufactured homes, modular homes, ADUs, and tiny homes are just a few of the more affordable options that could help make housing more attainable for anyone priced out of the traditional home market. But as soon as something different is proposed, the pitchforks come out held by everyone that doesn't want anything to change. I've seen this happen in my own life, and today I came across an article that really struck a chord with me about someone who found a more affordable path to home ownership, only to have the neighborhood turn on them when in fact they were playing by the rules and did absolutely nothing wrong. What I'm going to do is tell you what went down in Cortland, Ohio, the effect it has on affordable housing, and then I'm going to tell you what I think needs to change before we can expect any new affordable options. So let's do it. The article was in the Tribune Chronicle with a title that reads, "New Modular Home Causes Stir in Cortland." To sum it up, about 20 residents on St. Andrew Street are up in arms because a modular home is being built on their street. The article states that houses on St. Andrews range in price from $200,000 to $300,000, and some of the residents are concerned that having a modular on their street will cause their home values to decrease by $100,000. One of the residents who filed a complaint with the city's Board of Zoning Appeals asked what the residents can do to stop the home from being built, citing an ordinance that dictates that mobile or manufactured homes are only approved in certain mobile home park districts approved by the city. That might make sense if the home in question was a mobile or manufactured home. However, this home is a modular. The mayor did a site visit and confirmed to council that it is in fact a modular on a full basement and that it is in compliance with the zoning on the lot. Perfect. End of story, right? You would think so, but no. Now the residents are blaming the city's ordinance, stating it's unclear in defining what is a modular home and what is a manufactured home. Actually, it's very clear. They just either don't understand or are grasping at straws to try and stop this home from being built. The next step in the process is a zoning appeals meeting, and the article states that most of the unhappy residents will be in attendance to oppose the house that isn't even finished being built. As stated, the house in question is a modular home that has been placed onto a full basement. Imagine how the people who bought the house are feeling right now. They did the research, purchased the lot, and bought a modular home that meets all the requirements of the city, and all their new neighbors welcome them by trying to stop their build. The modular was built under the same rules and regulations as their own homes. It just so happens it was built indoors because building in a factory is more efficient, which makes the purchase more affordable. Compared to building a car, you wouldn't go out and buy all the pieces separately, then come back and build the car in your driveway. It would take way longer and be way more expensive. Cars are built on a factory line where all the parts, people, and everything else you need are right there when you need them. If you look at a modular the same way, it makes way more sense to build in a factory. I wasn't able to find a picture of the home in question, but the residents of St. Andrew Street made their judgments of the home before it was even finished. They still have no idea what the home is going to look like. The company building the home said they have plans to build a 2-car garage, a porch on the front, and remove all the siding on the front for rockwork. If we look on Google Street View, I think the finished product that they're describing will look very similar to some of the houses on St. Andrew Street already. Here's one that's just a couple houses away. So the big question then becomes, why do the residents of St. Andrew Street have their underwear in such a wad? My theory is not only that people fear change, but they're also afraid of things they don't understand. One resident is claiming that his property value could drop by $100,000 because there's a modular on the street. Really? The last house that sold on St. Andrew Street sold for $275,000 after the modular was delivered. The exact same house sold last June for $261,900. I thought all the home values were dropping by $100,000. Shouldn't it have sold for $161,900? A guy named Dave told council, "I got crowded out by Section 8 housing, four-wheelers, firecrackers, and beer parties. And I moved up here because I wanted more exclusivity. We pay high taxes because we have high dollar houses. So when you come down the street and see two halves of a house on a 12-wheel dolly trailer, you say to yourself, what the heck? Did I just make a big mistake? First of all, what is a beer party? How is that any different than a regular party? This street is starting to sound very lame, and if the modular homeowners would have known that it was home to the fun police, they might not have wanted to buy there to begin with. I do agree with him though, he did make a mistake by buying a home there. The mistake he made was not checking to see if the development had a building scheme in place before he purchased his home. There are subdivisions that have restrictions on what can be built, including banning modular homes, and if he knows for sure that he simply cannot live near a modular home, he had the chance to do that research before he bought the home. Complaining about a home purchased by someone who's building within the regulations and following the rules isn't fair to the new buyers, but unfortunately it can work because in my experience, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I have dealt with a similar situation to what is happening in Cortland. A couple years ago, I was working on a project to rezone a property from R4 medium density residential to R6 mobile home park zone that would have made 60 lots for new manufactured homes, which is something that was supported by the city planner. A small group of people made a lot of noise, and when it came down to vote, the city council turned down the application 4-3. What that meant for my area is instead of 60 lots for new manufactured homes, which there is a huge demand for, there was 0. Now, in order to get a lot for a new manufactured home, it involves buying an old home, removing it, and making room for the new one, which adds a lot of unnecessary costs that could have been avoided. By not having 60 available lots for new manufactured homes, the cost went up significantly. Anyone who wants a new manufactured home now has to absorb the costs I just talked about, which can add $15,000 to $20,000 to the purchase price. That's a significant amount of money that could have easily been avoided for 60 new homeowners if it wasn't for not in my backyard mentality. This same mentality prevents more affordable options from being built all over North America, and it looks like at least one member of the Cortland City Council will be in favor of making changes that will prevent modulars in certain areas. Councilman Bradley said, "My support will be this, that the zoning code and the zoning map should be reviewed. That'll be my support." That's me saying I think there's something that can be changed. So instead of progressing and allowing for more affordable options, it seems like he's in support of making changes to remove an affordable option they already had, which in my opinion is completely backwards. This is what I mean when I say the squeaky wheel gets the grease. This group of residents who is upset that a modular home is being built on their street have been able to sway at least one councillor to make changes that could prevent others from having this more affordable option in the future, just by causing a big stink and being a thorn in his side. It has to be said again, this modular is fully in compliance with all the city regulations and the builder did absolutely nothing wrong. The way it was built is different and there are a lot of people who don't want anything to change. There are more and more affordable housing options hitting the market all the time, but I don't think that's going to be the biggest challenge facing affordable housing. I think the biggest challenge will be affordable housing advocates having a loud enough voice to compete with everyone who wants everything to stay as is. People in support of modular homes or affordable housing options in general usually don't show up to these heated council meetings because they aren't directly involved. People opposing show up guns blazing because it's right in their backyard and they don't want it, so they have more skin in the game, and that makes them cause a bigger fuss. Until more people who want affordable housing speak up when others are speaking against affordable housing, new projects will be denied, zoning will be amended, and home ownership will continue to get less and less affordable. Next time you see someone trying something new in your community that will result in a more affordable housing option that inevitably gets everyone riled up that doesn't want anything to change, make sure you get in there and say your part in support, because even a few people showing up to a council meeting can make a big difference. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.